Randy went 20 minutes. You'd have to go 21.
21 minutes? All right. I'll try for 25.
Okay. Talk about some of the help you're getting, a couple of veterans coming in, and part of the idea is trying to take some more off you. Can you talk about what that may mean for you this season?
Yeah, I think that with the additions that we've made, we brought in some experience, and especially on the back end, you look at Robida and Polak, they're guys that can eat minutes, and I think that benefits everyone. And when you look at it, at the end of the day, maybe sometimes I'd be guilty of wearing down. I think I'd be the first to admit that at the end of, maybe game 70, game 75, you're feeling it when you're playing 27, 28 minutes. So I think that it will help me personally, but I think it will help our whole defensive core when you add two guys that can play minutes like that and play important minutes. That not that some minutes aren't important, but they can play big minutes, and that will help our team.
Off the ice as well, those guys doing things maybe with younger guys maybe you don't have the time for or whatever.
Well, I think the biggest thing from all the guys, whether they're defensemen or the forwards that we brought in, you brought in guys that are a little bit older and that have experience. And I look at Winnick, Booth, Robida, Polak, Santorelli. I think that the biggest thing for our team right now is that with the additions that we've made is that we do have more experience and more depth. And with that, I feel that we are a better team than we were last year.
How do you think you become better defensively?
Well, defense wins. Every team, when you ask them what style you have success, or you see the teams that do have success, they play defense first. And defense doesn't just happen in your own zone. I think that a good defensive team has the puck a lot too. And when you can kill time and when you can control the puck and when you can wear teams down that way, I feel that that's a good form of defense too, because when you have the puck, they're chasing you. Whereas when they have it, you're chasing them, and that's what wears teams down.
Well, so is there a way to possess the puck more than you did last year?
Well, we keep going back to last year and the year before, and I know that for me personally, I'm really excited about this group and the guys that we did add. It's a new year, it's a fresh start for everyone, but we do want to play with the puck more, and when we do that, it will give us more offensive zone time. It will wear teams down, and we'll be a better team for that. But we know that we have to tighten up. We said it last year too when we were going through those stretches when we were giving up so many scoring chances, so many shots against. Our goaltenders held us in a lot of games that maybe we shouldn't have been in, and this year we've got to crack down on that and play tighter.
Is it difficult as a veteran group that's been together to change style of play? I think that if Randy tries to get you playing style, for you guys as a group to adapt to that.
Well, our job as players is to play the style that we have to play, and that's put in front of us. And for players to, when you're asking the question, is it hard to change? Well, we have the same head coach, and we're gonna play the system. Obviously, with new assistants, there could be some system changes. We don't know that yet. We haven't got into training camp. We haven't worked on any of that yet. So we're gonna play however we have to play and however we're told to play.
Would you have a chance once the season ended to look back at that final 20 games? Not so much what happened to your team, but what happened to your game in that period of time, and why it seemed to not work the way it had maybe the first 60 games?
Yeah, the bottom line is that I had to be better. I take full responsibility for that. I wasn't, whether it's worn down or too many minutes early, I mean, that's excuses. The bottom line is I didn't play well enough in the last 20 games, and I was disappointed in that. I think that I definitely did look over and reflect. You always do at the end of the year when things don't work, and obviously we came up short. There's lots of self-evaluation and re-evaluation of what you could have done better, and I know personally that I felt that I could have played better for our team.
Dion, are the long-term ramifications positively of having an equal balance of left and right-handed shots on the blue line this season?
Yeah, every team would like to have 3 righties and 3 lefties, but Sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't. And now that we have that, obviously I'm going to be switching over to the left side, but I'm comfortable with that. And I feel that when you're moving the puck, it is definitely easier when you're playing your strong side to move the puck. So I'm looking forward to the switch. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but I've played there before, and I'm looking forward to starting on the left side when I start camp on Saturday.
Dion, the experience you talk about, at what point in a game or the season do you notice the benefit of that the most, and in what ways to have more experienced guys in the lineup?
I think you notice it during the tough times, especially in a market like this when there is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of attention paid to our team, obviously, and when things don't go well, sometimes things get blown up a little bit more than if you were in, say, a different market, but that's the way it is here. And when you have the older guys, maybe, well, with their experience, they'll be able to maybe settle things down a little bit more, whereas you look at last year, we got into a slide and we just couldn't get out. We couldn't turn it around. So when you have veteran leadership and you add these guys that have played a long time, you look at Robidas, he's been around a long time, Polak, Winnick the same way. These guys are going to help our room, and it just makes your team stronger. It really does. When you add guys that have played the game and their experience, it makes our team a better team, and that will help in those situations.
You know, when you talk about, there's a lot of talk about depth, obviously now added depth to this roster. Last, you can go back and it's this season, but one more time to go back to last.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did you find yourself looking around as the games were going on and your minutes were climbing, looking around and saying, I got to stay out here, I don't trust that?
No, you don't. You don't look at it like that when you're a player. When you get tapped to go out, you go out and you do your job and you do the best job that you can. You don't look at it as, oh, I got to stay out, or, you know, I should take a shorter shift. You play the system that's put in front of you and you do the best that you can with it.
Dion, you mentioned systems. I'm wondering, do you have much input with the coaching staff when it comes to putting in the systems, coming up with different plays? Is there give and take either preseason or during the season?
Well, I think there's definitely communication between the coaching staff and the players on different issues, but the bottom line is the coaching staff puts the system in place and it's our job to play it. But they do ask for feedback, whether it be on the power play or different system things during the year. They'll maybe ask for some feedback, but for the most part, our systems are put in place and it's our job to play them that way.